The Beehive.
They loved him a few years ago when he was the liberal playboy.
He called Katie Hopkins a Hitler.
But God forbid Russell Brand comes out and says what he said. They're going to be targeting the guy again.
Except the Sunday Times investigation into Russell Brand began in 2019 when he was still a liberal playboy. Okay, so let's turn our attention to Russell Brand's sexual assault allegations, or more specifically, PBD podcast's intellectual laziness on the subject, as they attempt to cater to and monetize the same conspiracy theory-prone crowd. I don't know if Russell Brand is guilty of these accusations. If he is, I hope he suffers the full consequences of the law. If he didn't do these things, I hope he's exonerated and it's made plain as day that he's innocent. My problem is with the arguments made on shows like the PBD podcast. In their attempt to pander, they're using crappy logic and not giving an accurate assessment of the situation. This is the problem with the conflation of entertainment and information. It's far easier to monetize low information thinking than intellectual honesty, hence the slew of grifters pandering to a crowd of people looking for the cheap entertainment. So, while I'm not arguing that Russell Brand is guilty, what I am arguing is that shows like PBD podcast only make people dumber. So, my focus isn't to claim that Brand is guilty of the charges, but rather to demonstrate how shows like this mislead people instead of helping them think more critically. A few things to note before we get started. The first allegations of sexual harassment against Brand was made in 2006, and the Sunday Times and Channel 4 investigation into Russell Brand began in 2019. Lastly, this all takes place in England, where they don't have the equivalent of a First Amendment, and speech laws favor the accused, and any claims they have over character assassination. In other words, if you're going to announce an investigation, that suggests that someone is a sexual predator. You'd better make sure you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's, especially if they're wealthy and can buy the best lawyers. Hence the 4-year gap between the beginning of the investigation and its announcement last year. None of this will get mentioned in PBD podcast's vacuous take on the matter. They'll pander to the notion that these allegations are a result of the powers that be deciding to target Russell Brand for speaking truth to power. That's silly because the investigation began well before Brand began catering to conspiracies. Another explanation, one that PBD won't entertain, is that Russell Brand took this turn because he knew he was being investigated, and so he began cultivating and monetizing a large crowd of people who would not only take to Brand's conspiracy content, but also fall for the notion that this investigation, which would eventually surface, was part of the conspiracy to silence the truth. Okay, enough of my babbling. Let's get to it. But before we do, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Here we go!
Online, which got 70 million views, asserting that all his relationships were consensual and accusing the media of coordinated attack. Adam.
Yeah, well, where have I seen this playbook? I was talking about the Matrix, was talking about...
Does it rhyme with Brand You Great?
It does, yeah. This reminds me eerily
Weird.
of what happened with Andrew Tate. But by the way, this is the playbook, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so Adam is going to give the predictable take that the establishment, aka Matrix, aka whatever nebulous, shadowy organization that allegedly controls the narrative and punishes those who go against the grain, has come down on Russell Brand for supposedly speaking truth to power. But here's another possibility. Maybe the playbook works like this. If you know you're facing serious charges, and you know you're guilty, you begin to pander to conspiracy theory narratives, so you can cultivate a large audience that believes every conspiracy that comes down the pike. Then, when the charges come to light, you can tell your audience that you're being targeted by the Illuminati. You essentially monetize your own crimes. That's another possibility. But these guys aren't here to inform their audience. They're here to monetize them.
All these allegations, anonymous people, they're from 15 years ago. They didn't want to bring this up?
Except this isn't new. The most cursory search reveals that allegations go back as far as 2006. What's more is that Russell Brand is literally on camera doing some arguably predatory things Keep in mind that this is what he's doing when he knows he's being recorded.
On your landscape, a little bit of sunburn. Look at him go! Look at them nipples. He could lactate any moment. Right, Liz, goodbye.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's been really a wonderful sleep. See you later, Liz.
Russell.
All right, take care.
Russell, I can undo your bra just like this.
Let's try
Liz, I love you.
You've thrown me, but
Don't
I love
worry.
it. I love that you're throwing me.
If you're ever so confused, Fifi Box, pop yourself down on my knee and see if we can't get you pregnant.
Go off.
Yeah.
So that's like, I suppose if there's
you-
anything being protected, it's that. Oh, and also I raped someone once.
But yeah, you have got the insecurity.
Killed her after.
She'll never tell.
I like that joke you used to do. When you were at school and like loads of boys with cars come and pick up the best looking girls from your year, and you think that's not fair. All the best looking girls in our year are going out of 26-year-old men. But now that I am 26, I see the beauty of the system. The beauty of the system is what I liked. What a good system.
How did Russell Brand decide to communicate with Katy Perry that he wanted a divorce? By texting her this information, just as she was about to perform.
Oh, it's not meant to make you upset.
What is that?
It's a necklace that she got for her birthday from Russell, and the day after she got it, she thought she lost it at the venue.
Well on your mind right now. You have two options. You can cancel the show, or you can do your best.
My point isn't that this means that Brand is guilty.